Hello, everybody. Now, as you know, or you wouldn't be here right now, you didn't get a live broadcast of the afternoon game, the opener here in Corpus against Warren. Couldn't connect to the internet, and it was my own fault, but it is a problem. We'll be able to bring you other games here in Corpus, but not this one live. Almost couldn't even bring you the picture. Suna Venkat, our technical expert, helped solve that problem for me. And typical kind of first game broadcast of the season stuff that we always have to mull our way through. So you're going to be able to, and you are, watching and listening to this broadcast on delay as we're recording it for posting later. Let me give you the lineups. Batting off, leading off and on the mound, batting first is Bryce Schneider. Batting second, playing second, Griffin Giltrap. Batting third at shortstop, Owen Mansfield. Batting fourth, first baseman Damian Alonso. Batting fifth, center fielder David Stevens. Batting sixth, third baseman Kyle McClure. Batting seventh, the DH today, Brooks Buffard. Batting eighth, and in right field, Rafa Escobar. And the catcher, batting ninth, Brandon Washburn. First broadcast we've had of our new coach, Ben Huffman. Jaime Perez, his new assistant. They played just one game. You know, they played actually well at Lake Travis. The team had a lot of veteran hitters back. They got only 2 runs against our pitching staff. We didn't hit so well, lost 4-2, gave up 2 unearned runs. So we're 0-1 coming into this tournament to defend the championship that we won here last year. 4 5-team pods. We won our pod for the second year in a row, advanced to the Saturday games at the Hooks Stadium, Whataburger Field downtown. Second year in a row. Won the semifinal for the second year in a row, but unlike 2 years ago when we lost in the final, we won the final and thus won this prestigious tournament. Had a 3-1 win over, at the time, the 5th ranked 6A team in the state, San Marcos. So good memories here for us. We have, let's see, in the last 3 trips down here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13 wins and only 2 losses. That's not bad. Now, we got a brand new squad this year. Not a lot of veteran names. For those of you who have watched the broadcast, followed the team before, Schneider is definitely one of those who's back. So is Kyle McClure. But a lot of the other names would be the first time you've ever seen them or heard them. Again, I apologize for, it's about the only place we can be, right up against the fence, and unfortunately that nylon netting kind of interferes with our view here. But it'll give you something good to see anyway, better than nothing. And again, tonight, which you probably already know, you're probably watching this after tonight, we'll be at the great Corpus Christi ISD Stadium, Cabinets Field, a little closer to downtown, in a real press box up there with a real camera angle. We'll actually also have a real internet connection too and broadcast that one live, so kind of looking forward to that. No commercials or anything here, so I'll just kind of let y'all listen to the sounds of the ballpark. Turn up that crowd mic in between innings when I'm doing stats and all that. But yeah, we're at Veterans Memorial High School in Corpus. I'm Brad Cohn, via the T, flying solo this weekend, also doing technical production, as you can tell, so I'm going to be busy out of my gourd, already problems, so forgive any errors in advance. The Warren Warriors are 0-2, already playing 29 6A District Series against O'Connor, dropping both the season opener and the second game Tuesday night. Last year the Warriors went 17-14 overall, but they went 12-4 in district and won that district. They were upset in the first round of the playoffs by a 4-seed, Eagle Pass. 4-time defending District 25 5A champion Cedar Park. As we said, 0-1 overall, just a loss to a good 6A program on the road, Lake Travis. Their first pre-district tournament games are all canceled by the weather last week. A year ago right now, then 16th ranked Cedar Park won this tournament, as we said. Overall last season, the second and final one for head coach Tyler Farr's team went 28-8. Tied for first with Liberty Hill at 12-2 in district play, then cruised through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs with a pair of 2-game sweeps. Then came a tragedy that's happened twice in the last 3 years. Despite sweeping Rouse in district play in 22 and 24, the Bears managed to pull off major upsets both seasons in the regional semifinals and sent us home for the playoffs early. Cedar Park's record in postseason play ever since the 2019 season is a remarkable 12-5, but 3 of those 4 came against Rouse, against whom the program is 19-10 all-time, 19-7 outside of the playoffs. Cedar Park has now won 9 district titles and has been to the playoffs 18 times in their 25 seasons of play, including the last 10 years in a row. Since the ignorance-shortened COVID season of 2020, Cedar Park's overall record 105-37 and 45-14 in district play with 4 titles, 12-5 in the playoffs with 8 playoff series wins. So those of you who are new, that's the kind of program you bought into, and we're about ready to go here. I probably will not be able to keep track of the little scorecard on the bottom. I'll do that starting tonight. Can't get that done today. We're out in the broad sunlight and the sun just wipes out the screen. I can't even see it. There's the first pitch. We are underway at 1:02. It's a called strike on Bryce Schneider, and our broadcast season is underway. Well, kind of. Again, this is being recorded for transmission later. Gives me a little practice run at it for the rest of the year. Second pitch catches the high inside corner. It's 0-2 to Schneider. So second baseman Griffin Giltrap is on deck, and in the hole shortstop Owen Mansfield for the Timberwolves. And a standing strikeout. So 1 down. Second baseman Griffin Giltrap. And one of the things, as we're troubleshooting all sorts of technical issues here prior to this, I wasn't able to get the lineup or the roster for San Antonio Warren. That problem won't exist from here on out either, so. That one high, 1-0 to Giltrap. Pretty good philosophy. He's thrown kind of in a crosswind as he's facing the plate. If that's noon to him, the wind's coming in at about 11 o'clock or 10:30. Gusting pretty good, I'd say 7 to 8 miles an hour. That one was low and away, 2-0. Owen Mansfield on deck, Damian Alonzo in the hole. That one's too high. So his pitchers start out great. 3 great pitches to Schneider, who didn't like any of them. To Giltrap, nothing's been close. 2 way high, 1 low and away. That's better. There's a strike. Right down the tube. Always a fun time in Corpus. Good places to eat. Get to visit with the folks who are here. At least 4 games of baseball, sometimes 6. That one inside takes his base. First base runner of the game, and it's Griffin Giltrap. Timberwolves, as you can tell, the visitors in their kind of whitish uniforms that actually look like they haven't been washed in 3 weeks. It's kind of a slight yellow. I kind of like them. They're in the third base dugout. The Warriors in the first base dugout. First pitch, a nice one. Catches the outside corner. Mansfield starts down 0-1. 2 of the 3 hitters have started 0-1 now. It's one of the stats we track as the game goes on. Sunshiny day, a few clouds you can see in the outfield. Nothing over us though, bright sunlight on the field. Chopped foul, first base line, 0-2. So glad to be able to bring you this. I'm in my 18th season broadcasting Cedar Park baseball. Started with the 2008 season under Connie Cochran. Had a few coaches since. First, Chris Garvillick, had him for 4 years. Then Lanny Williams for 2. Garvillick is out of baseball and teaching now. Lanny Williams is the district athletic director at Killeen. He just couldn't turn down the money. They nearly doubled his salary. I couldn't blame him, but man, was he a good coach. Our last one, I had him for 2 years, Tyler Forrest. He was a good coach too. At some point, probably this weekend, I'll go over all the various records of all the coaches for you. They just keep seeming to get better. Popped up in the infield towards first base. dodges the runner and makes the catch. 2 down. Giltrap still at first. Damien Alonso, first baseman cleanup hitter, steps to the plate. Coach gave me their stats and stuff, but I didn't have a chance to get them all printed up and put in front of me. He was troubleshooting so many things. There's a throw over to first. They're first. So a lot of stuff I'll have in most games we don't have now. For one, it'll be live. For another, we'll have the other team's roster. We'll have our stats. Runners going. The throw down is not going to be in time. Stolen base for Griffin Giltrap. Two outs. Our first runner in scoring position, Griffin Giltrap at second. Damien Alonso with a 1-0 count. Drives it to left field. A little bit of wind behind it. There's chasing it, but he's got it. Right at the fence, about 2 steps in front of it. Left fielder makes the catch. 4 up, 3 down. We leave a runner in scoring position. I'm going to go away for a moment and let you listen to the sounds of the ballpark. All right, since we don't have their roster, I have no idea who's coming up. I'll be able to track their numbers and put them in the lineup for you. Let me say that, you know, number 18 had a good game or whatever at some point. And again, since I don't have stats for us, and I don't know that Bryce pitched any in our lone outing the other night against Lake Travis. Of course, pitched last year. Maybe I should have brought last year's stats. You see him warming up on the mound. Number 4 will be their first hitter. They don't have something we've noticed at these games too. When they play them at the local schools, and we're at Veterans Memorial High School's field right now, there's no announcer and there's no scoreboard. There's one out there in right field over the fence. They're always powered off. When we get to the bigger stadiums like Cabinets Field tonight, and of course Whataburger Field downtown, we'll have all of that. It's going to help us a little bit. We have a game at Moody tomorrow morning, and it'll be like this too. No announcing and no scoreboard. But hopefully I'll have Moody's roster, and we'll be live, and I'll have stats and all that stuff that you don't have right now. This does serve as a nice dry run for me. I know nobody's listening at the moment, but some of you will be later. So here's 4. Well, fans behind me are calling him JJ, so we can go with that anyway. First pitch coming from Schneider. First Cedar Park pitch on a broadcast this year. Wow, that had some heat on it, but it was high. 1-0. Had a little bit of chippiness from the Warren dugout. The umpire told them to calm that down. A little low, a little away. 2-0 to JJ. Maybe they'll shout out at least the first name of each player who comes up. A lot of Warren fans are right behind me, about 8 or 10 feet. Yeah, more standard concerted chanting now. That was high and in. And Schneider still looking to find his stuff here on the first batter of the game. 3-0 to JJ. Catches the outside edge of the plate rather, on the kind of lower order of it. 3-1. Don't give it to him for free, Bryce. There's a nice one. He chops it up in the infield. Second baseman calls out for it and makes the catch. Griffin Giltrap, one down on the P4. Number 3 coming up. Maybe somebody will say his name. One down, nobody on. Bryce resets. High on that one. 1-0. And for anybody, I know there's some dads who kind of might be interested in something like this. Oh, there's a nice pitch. 1-1. If you'd like to come join me on the broadcast here and there, baseball always sounds better when it's 2 guys talking about the game than 1. That one's low, but over the plate. 2-1 to number 3. I haven't heard anybody call his name yet. Tonight we'll have a swing and a miss, 2-2. We'll have a more extensive pregame show too. We'll talk a little bit about our 2 new coaches. Just barely got things running in time to throw things up here and start the recording for you before this game started. Outside with that fastball. Full count. Got a 3-ball count to both hitters he's faced. Not conducive to a good pitch count. This is already his 11th pitch. We're only in the second batter. Swing and a miss. It was high too. If he had held off of it, it would have been ball 4. But Bryce gets a strikeout, enticed him to go. So 2 down, nobody on. Number 1 coming to the plate. This coach wants to talk to him up the third base line, or he wants to talk to the umpire. He might be wanting to bring attention to something he sees in Bryce's mechanics, so keep an eye out for that. Of course, it's probably not going to mean a balk or anything with nobody on base, but I'm certain that's the kind of thing he was talking to him about. Popped in the infield again. Shortstop over on the first base side of second to make the catch. Owen Mansfield, 3 up, 3 down. I'll be right back. All right, here we go now to the top of the second. Cedar Park at 5, 6, and 7 in the order. First pitch catches the outside corner. 0-1 to David Stevens, the center fielder. On base, third baseman Kyle McClure, and the DH Brooks Buffard in the hole. Good velocity by this pitcher, whatever his name happens to be. That one's low and away, however. He is number 11. 1-1 to David Stevens. McClure coming up next. Had some pretty good at-bats last year for that nice championship run of the Timberwolves. Line drive foul. Right side, 1-2. Also starting with tonight's game, I'll be able to monitor the... That's a called strikeout. The second called strikeout in 5 batters. As the third baseman, McClure, steps in. Kyle also a right-handed hitter. All of them have been so far. Yeah, tonight I'll be able to monitor my email address, voftheT@gmail.com. V of the T, all run together, VOFTHET, and that's voice of the Timberwolves. And during the game, y'all can send me messages, tell me who you're rooting for, where you're watching from, anything else you got, any questions. And we'll have that dialogue. Swing and a miss. Seemed a little tentative on the swing, not a lot of bat speed. Tipped it into the glove, and he's out on a strikeout. But at least a swinging strikeout. That's a little progress. Soon as I saw your message, and it is the way that you wanted it to be. And this is a ground ball to third by Brooks Buffard on the first pitch. They scoop it up and gun him down on a 5-3 play. We'll be back in a moment. Okay. 5-hitter in their lineup. Walt, I think they're saying. That one's high and outside to Walt, number 8. No outs, runner at first. Throw over, our second. No, that's our first. They threw over once. That one's fouled. Back to the screen.
I like it.
Oh, they're saying walk. Joaquin, okay. Make that change. All right, here we go. No outs. Keith at first. Joaquin at the plate. Keith goes, swings through. The throw down. It's in time, and he's got him. He's a dead man. What a great play by our catcher, Brandon Washburn, in his first appearance on a broadcast. That ball spent no time in his glove, and he got rid of it quick on a good, hard, accurate throw. One down. Pitch is outside for ball. So now 1 out, nobody on. Sun is hot on my back. I have to wear white t-shirts out here instead of my kind of royal blue one I got on. This one is driven to left center field. Nope. My depth perception's off as an old man. It was just kind of driven to a tall shortstop. Owen Mansfield grabs it. Lined out to short did Joaquin. So 2 down, nobody on for the 6th hitter, number 22. They're calling him Daniel. There we go. I'm sitting in the right place. There's a good pitch. Umpire blinked or something. That was a good pitch. Bryce Schneider to the plate. Heater right down the pipe. Should be 0-2. It's 1-1. Oh, he swung it one way too high. Thank you. Strike 2. 1 strike away from another 3-up, 3-down inning. This one done the hard way. And he gets it. Gets him fishing for a curveball. A breaking ball is going way outside. So it's his 2nd strikeout. As we said, 3-up, 3-down the hard way. First guy got on with an infield single back to the box. But he was caught stealing. So we're through 2 complete. No score. I'll be back in a moment. All right, Brad Cohn here with your first game of the Maya's Bayfront Classic here in Corpus, live from Corpus Christi's Veterans Memorial High School. Thought we weren't going to be going live with this, with various logistical issues, but we are live. Hopefully it's coming through okay. Our first left-handed hitter steps in, 8, 9, and 1 due for Cedar Park. That one goes through to the screen. This is right fielder Rafa Escobar with a 1-0 count. On deck, bottom of the order, catcher Brandon Washburn, who made a great throw down to catch the guy stealing last inning. Then back to the top of the order with pitcher Bryce Schneider. Foul tip, 1-1. That one outside, 2-1. Yeah, so let's go over what we will have tonight that I don't have right now. Is that one misses, 3-1 to Rafa. We'll have the stats, the players as they come up, and for the pitchers. We'll have the roster of the other team. There's a called strike 2, full count. We'll have a much better view from a real press box and a greater camera angle, a nicer field under the lights. Outside, ball 4. Lead-off walk for Rafa Escobar. We'll also have the little data block at the bottom. I'll be able to update that tonight too. So a lot better broadcast tonight. So Rafa Escobar becomes what we call an 88%er. Several years ago, those of you who are veterans of our broadcast have heard this before, found some nationwide high school and collegiate combined stats that says the leadoff hitter of an inning gets on base for free. He scores 88% of the time. There's a bunt. Third baseman charges only play to first. Makes it Brandon Washburn with a sacrifice bunt to move Escobar to second. Now Ben talking to the umpire about something. So there's 1 out, Escobar in scoring position at second. So our second player to reach scoring position. They've not had anybody there yet. Although I may have to buy a mouse between games too. I noticed my little mouse bit, a USB mouse, not working as I plug it into the USB port on my computer. So I'm having to do this with one of these dang scratch pad, touch pad things, and I hate those things. Much too much effort. So now the home plate umpire that Ben Huffman was talking to is talking to the bases umpire. We're not sure about what. Safe. Well, not sure why there was a question. I guess I was looking at other things. He bunted it and ran to first and was thrown out. Why are they calling him safe? Well, I'm not sure why they're calling him safe. He did not beat the throw. Okay, after another conference, they are calling him out, and that seems to me to be the right call. My eyes not having caught any little rules glitch. He bunted it to the third base side, dropped the bat, ran to first. Third baseman picked it up and throws him out in time. It wasn't close. So I have no idea why they're thinking he might have been safe. Anyway, so my score sheet is right. I don't have to change it. There's 1 out, Escobar at second. Fast pitch about 8 or 10 inches outside for a called strike 1. I'm looking right at that. I am about 3 feet, 4 feet to the right of the angle you've got with the camera. Called strike 2. At the top of the order with Bryce Schneider. He's seen 5 pitches. They've all been called strikes. Has not swung the bat yet. That one is low. 1-2. You know Bryce is a good hitter because he had experience hitting well last year, and also you don't get placed at the top of the order without being a pretty good hitter. Kicks the runner back. Cedar Park making some noise from their dugout to our left. Swing and a miss at one that was high and outside. Would have been ball 2. Schneider's down on his second strikeout. Third strikeout of the game for the pitcher. There's Griffin Giltrap. Second baseman walked and was stranded at second the first time. Ball hit so far and high to left that he was almost crossing the plate when that catch was made to end the inning in the first. A couple of looks back at second by the pitcher. Make it 3. Fast and high, but he swung at it, made it a strike. We have had our hitters swing at some pitches that were well outside the hitting zone and helped him out a little bit. Throws to second now and almost throws it into center field. That's only their second. Another nationwide high school stat I tracked down a few years ago was that in high school baseball, 1 out of every 7 throws at a base by a pitcher is thrown away. That's 2 for them. And that was almost thrown away. Pitch, swings, misses, strike 2. 0-2 to Giltrap. Owen Mansfield on deck, Damian Alonzo in the hole. 2 outs, Escobar in scoring position at second. And there's another one that they swung on out of the zone and strikes him out. So after the leadoff walk, strands him at second. Next 3 get out. We're still at 0-0 after 2.5. I'll be right back. All right, back now for the bottom of the third. 7-8-9 due for San Antonio Warren, the Warriors. First guy up is 18. Ben Huffman talking to the umpires again. He's trying to get clarification on that last play that I didn't catch what the clarification was required for. Okay, so 18 is Matt. Swing and a miss. Nice fastball. He hit it right down the tube from Bryce Schneider, 0-1. Ball, 0 and away, 1-1. Other than the first 2 batters of the game, well, first batter and a half of the game, when Schneider was a little wild, he has really found his locations from the middle of that second batter to now. That one missed low. 2-1 to their 7 hitter, Matt. Swing and a miss. Another good pitch right down the middle that Schneider just beat him with. 2-2. Softball tournament going on behind us. And he strikes him out on 3 swings. Second straight strikeout for Bryce Schneider, 3rd on the game. And we're to the 8 spot now. 11. Steps to the plate. Tall guy. Makes a bigger strike zone. Wow, that was well below his knees, and he called it a strike. Thank you. You all saw that one, too. A little high. 101 to number 11. Their 9th hitter on deck is number 12. Don't know his name either, of course. Swing and a miss. He has powered fastballs right down the middle of the plate 4 times to the 2 batters so far in this inning. Fastball's outside, maybe low as well. 2-2. Tonight's game's against Lytle. I believe that's a 4A program, small town. Swing and a miss. 3 straight strikeouts as Bryce Schneider starts to find the juice. Now, aren't with anything fancy. He's just throwing hot meat right down the middle of the plate, and they can't get it. Here's number 12. Oh, high and in. Lost control of that one, 1-0. Well, about 2 feet outside and low as well. So after bragging about the 3 straight strikeouts on great pitching, 2 wild balls in a row, 1 low and away, and the first one way high and in. And that one was just high down the middle. None of these pitches to 12 have been anywhere close. He's going to groove this one. 3-0. Nope, he's going to walk it. That one hits the plate. Well, after 3 straight strikeouts, 4 straight balls. Their second base runner. Top of the order with number 4, JJ. Bryce takes a look over there at first. Damian Alonso guarding the sack there. Look at that curveball. Bends down into the strike zone. Called strike 1. Chicken Little, they're saying, I think. And he'll throw to first. That's our second throw over as we track those things. Remember, 1 out of every 7 in American high school and collegiate baseball is thrown away. Found that 5 years ago, as well as that 88% thing I was talking about earlier, and been tracking them ever since, and dadgum, but they're not about dead on right. That one's too high, 1-1. There's one game we're playing somebody. We had a lot of guys on base. We had a good stealing team that year. It's 2 years ago, I think. And they did it twice. Fouled. 1-2. Kept throwing to first. And then on the 7th one, they threw it away. Right on schedule. Then they kept throwing to first later in the game on the 14th one. They threw that away. And that's where it stood. 2 out of 14, which is 1 out of 7. So they were exactly on the national average. Here's the pitch, high. Well, Schneider being a little inconsistent now. Started out like this, solved all that through batters 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. But for 9 and now back to the top of the order, some control problems again. Turns, all of these throws over have just been a I know you're there throw by Schneider over to Alonso. Remember a few years ago when we started coming here, there was nothing in the outfield. Now look at all those new homes. This was chopped to center field. On he comes, and he's underneath it for the catch. David Stevens playing center. Retires aside. A couple strikeouts and a flyout, and in between a walk, who was stranded at first. He'll be back in a minute. All right, here we are now to the top of the fourth. 3, 4, 5 doing the order for the Timberwolves. That's Owen Mansfield, Damian Alonso, and David Stevens. Mansfield last time up popped out to the first baseman, shallow of the bag. Fastball is, wow, about the top of the stomach, but they called that a strike. Strike two. That one's low, 1 and 2. Yeah, I have to apologize to folks. Remember the info bug in the bottom of your screen? We'll have that working tonight, but it's not today. I'm in the bright sunlight, sun behind me on this laptop screen, and I'm dang lucky just to get the software running correctly to do the broadcast. I can't update that every pitch. Can't see it. That one inside. Full count now to Owen Mansfield after starting 0-2. And ball 4. Third base runner all via the walk for Cedar Park. So no outs, runner on first. He's an 88%er for the first baseman, Damian Alonso. We had an 88%er in the last inning, and he became a 12%er. So we're due. A couple good hitters come to the plate. Oh, there's a nice pitch. Started a little high and in and bent right back down over the plate. 0-1 to Alonso, who was the one who hit that high, hard, long one to the warning track in deep left to end the first. There's their third throw to first base. David Stevens on deck. Kyle McClure, historically a clutch hitter, is in the hole. It's another throw over. That one was more the A move, but it was a little too high. First baseman had to bring the tag down, and that allowed Mansfield to get back in under it. That is their fourth throw over. There's their fifth. So playing with fire here. Here's the pitch right down the tube. Wow, umpire missed that one. That was definitely a strike. Called it a ball. We'll take it. 1-1. Damian Alonso. Physically, he reminds me a lot of his older brother Louis. Played here for 3 years. That one high, gets past the catcher, and the runner was off for a steal attempt anyway. Full count anyway. So it's ball 2. Mansfield now becomes our third guy to reach scoring position. None of them have scored. Timeout. Looks like they're going to change balls. I got a little smart about one thing this tournament. Bought my own ice chest and drinks. So I'm going to have me some Gatorade here in a second and a banana. Pitch low and away. Well, their fans wanted it. It looked low and away to me. Nobody griped about the one that was a clear strike that he called a ball. So 3-1 now to Damian Alonso. Long look at second. Yeah, higher than I would want to swing at, but you take it for a called strike 2. Full count now to Damian Alonso. Swing and a miss. He got him. One down. Center fielder David Stevens to the plate. Fourth strikeout of the game for their pitcher. He steps off the mound. He's quite worried about Mansfield's speed there at second. Kyle McClure on deck now. One down. Mansfield at second. Top of the fourth. This 0-0 game. That one low. 1-0 to Stevens. Chopped. Third base side. He can't glove it. Will have to score that an error. Runner advances to third. I'd say the no-hitter's intact. I'm a former third baseman for a while myself, and I'd say I made an error if I did that. So we say E5. Mansfield to third. So now runners at the corners with one out for a guy who's delivered before for us. Kyle McClure. Another throw to first. That's their sixth. Living on borrowed time now. He throws one away. We're up 1-0. From the stretch. Fastball low and away. 1-0 now. Coming into this inning, he had 35 pitches, 24 strikes, 11 balls. Remember, you always want about a 2-to-1 strike-to-ball ratio, and he's over that, so pretty good pitching. Does have 3 walks, but 4 strikeouts. Nary a hit. Only one that was well hit. That's the only well-hit ball of the game. They've only hit one into the outfield. It was shallow center. We hit that one another 10 feet, and that was a home run. And that was number 7. There's a line drive over the shortstop's head. Mansfield scores from third. It's 1-0 Timberwolves. RBI single over the shortstop's head by Kyle McClure. Didn't I tell you he'd delivered for us before? Also pushes David Stevens to second. Still just 1 out. Runners at first and second for the DH, Brooks Buffard. Brother Blake played in the program several years ago. Wonder how Blake's doing these days. Low, away, 1-0. Time called. While he's having a conference on the mound, remind you several things we're going to have for tonight's game. We don't have tonight, or today. I'll have my email up, viaofthet@gmail.com. You can send me stuff. Your data block, your score, inning, so forth, and on the screen at the bottom there, that will be updated pitch by pitch, or rather batter by batter. We'll have the roster for the other team that we don't have today. We'll have an actual pregame show where we'll talk a little bit about our new coaches. We'll have a better view up in the press box of a great field there at Cavanis. Have an active scoreboard and a real announcer. So it's going to be a lot better experience tonight than we have here at the high school field. That one's a called strike. 1-1 to, I almost said Blake Buffard, Brooks Buffard. Swung on and lifted into left field, over and under it. Gonna make the catch. Runner from second advances towards third. There's the throw. He got him. Good relay by the shortstop to the third baseman. It was worth a try. We got the lead. Having trouble advancing runners. I think it's worth a try. They just had a great relay. When the throw was made, the timing of it didn't look like it was going to get him. But, man, that really went through that shortstop's relay in no time at all. But Timberwolves score a run on a walk, an E5, and an RBI single, and they lead 1-0. We'll be right back. And now you'll have to indulge me as I eat a banana from my ice chest. I'm not averse to talking with food in my mouth, so you might hear that too. Timberwolves take the 1-0 lead in the middle of the fourth here. The Warren Warriors are at 2-3-4 in the order. Number 3 to the plate, Adrian. Swung on back over my head into the net. 0-1. He struck out swinging at a full count pitch as their second batter of the game. Outside, maybe low as well, 1-1. This one's taken to left, up and in, and to his right a little bit. Connor Norris with the catch, 1 down. It's only the second ball they've hit out of the infield. Here's number 1, who popped out to short last time up. Kevin, his first name. Nice pitch that I guess I liked more than the umpire did. 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. So yeah, at a good field tonight, Cabinets Field, former minor league ballpark here in Corpus, rookie league. It's even got seats in left field, so big. Well lit. Then tomorrow, there's a called strike, 2-1. The early game, which is at 10 o'clock, not 9 o'clock we're told now. That's over at Moody High School. It'll be something like this, facilities-wise. And then the night game, again, at Cabinets Field. On the ground, shortstop. Over to first, no problem. Owen Mansfield to Damian Alonzo, 2 down. Here's a cleanup hitter, number 9. Calling him Alex. Got almost all the names, just the last 2 batters that don't have their first names. Low, a little bit outside, 1-0 for Alex. He had the infield single that went back to the box and off the glove of Schneider. If he had either gloved it or just chased it down, he would have had it. This is a bigger one. There's a hit. Going to be a stand-up double down the right field line. Chased down by Rafa Escobar. Their first real hit of the game. What I was describing when that happened, infield single was just 2-hopper back to the box. That just got scored an infield single because it went off his glove and farther than he could chase it down then. So their second technical hit, their first real hit. And it was a double. They get their first runner in scoring position. Here's Joaquin, the 5th hitter, number 8. He lined to shortstop last time up. We'll take that again. That would end the inning. Brandon Washburn calls timeout. Needed to adjust something. Too high. 1-0 to Joaquin. The next 3 batters all struck out their first time up. So it'll be good to get Joaquin here. Right down the pipe. Strike. 1-1. Bryce has good velocity. I don't remember his velocity being quite this brisk last year, but maybe it was. taking a throw. Outside with that heater, 2-1. Oh, what a great curveball. Called strike 2, 2-2. Schneider now just 1 strike away from getting out of this possible jam. Got a runner at second. Tying run. Steps off the mound. I'll say hi to all of you back in Cedar Park who couldn't make it to Corpus. Wish you could have. We always have a good time down here. Weather's great. Here's the pitch, high and in. Full count now to Joaquin. Trying to look for a time to go out to my favorite place to eat. Crazy Cajun out on Port Aransas. Love Cajun crab boil. Kind of dump it on your table plate. And a called strike 3. So Bryce pitches himself out of a mini jam. And they leave a runner in scoring position on second. We'll be right back. Now if we look at Bryce's pitching in this game, here's a number of pitches per inning. 12, 9, 19, 15. Balls to strike is 29, strikes to balls rather, it's 29 to 26. So that's not where you want it. You like it at 2-to-1 ratio. That's just barely better than 1-to-1. But he does have 4 strikeouts. Oh, wait a minute. 5 strikeouts. I didn't tally one of them. Only given up 2 hits, only one of them a real hit. And has only walked 1, and he leads 1-0. In a lot of cases when you watch him throwing, you think maybe their pitcher, number 1-1, who's also their 8th hitter, and has struck out to Bryce Schneider. I think he's holding his own and pitching really well. I guess he is. He's only given up 1 run and 1 hit. It was an RBI single, but he has walked 3. Allowed a lot of runners in scoring positions, gotten away with it. He's thrown 54 pitches through 4. Their man's thrown 55. Our man's thrown 55. But 33 to 21 on the strike to ball ratio is better than Bryce's. There's one, goes through and hits the brick wall in front of me. Rafa Escobar, ball 1. He walked and was stranded at second the first time. 8, 9, and 1 due in the order for the T-Wolves. This is Escobar. Brandon Washburn on deck. Then top of the order with Schneider. Oh, there's a name I'm a little surprised not to see in the lineup. There's a ground ball to first. They field it and over to the bag. Unassisted by the first baseman. Escobar is down. Strike 1. Brandon Washburn. He had a sacrifice bunt fielded by the third baseman last time. There's some questions as to whether he's technically out or safe. He was out. Looked out to me. Yeah, I'm a little surprised not to see the lineup today is Matt Galindo, outstanding freshman last year in center, started almost every game, sophomore now. That one was low. 2-1 now to Brandon Washburn. Had such a great peg down to second. Catch a guy stealing earlier in the game. Lots of pepper talk from the Cedar Park dugout in third base. Low. Ball 4, walks him. Top of the order with the pitcher Bryce Schneider. Struck out swinging, struck out looking. Not what you hope for from the guy at the top of the order, and you know that's unusual. Bryce is a good hitter, that's why he's there. There, coach calls time and wants to come talk to his infield and his pitching battery. I finished that banana, and oh my, was that good. I'm a fishing here for a little something to drink. How about some Gatorade? That sounds pretty good. Brought me some stuffed olives, stuffed with jalapenos, and some dill pickle spears. The kind of snack food I like during games. I'm going to have to dash over to the other field and get things set up pretty quickly here. A quick turnaround between this game and our next one. Actually, I'm hoping things are running a little slow over there, maybe. Have us a little later than usual start time. That'd help me. Oh! Hits him. Oh, I thought I hit him. Went through. Runner goes to second, so that's Washburn. Thought that pitch hit Schneider, but obviously not. From my weird angle, it kind of looked like it. So 1-0 to Schneider. On the ground. Shortstop can't get to it. Past him, between him and third. Rounding third and coming home. And scoring, Brandon Washburn. Ball gets loose behind second as Schneider slides in. So an RBI double between short and third. Scores Washburn, and it's 2-0. Griffin Giltrap, the second baseman, walked and was stranded at second and struck out. I remember the bane of our existence last year is how many times I said stranded at second. It seemed like we averaged 8 or 9 runners stranded in scoring position, second or third, every game. Could have scored a lot more runs than we did. We scored okay. First pitch to Giltrap, as I called, strike one. He walked, was stranded at second, and then struck out swinging. That one was, did he swing? Wow, that one was low. Barely a foot above the plate. 0-2 at any rate. 1 out, a run in, a runner at second. Top of the order here, near the top. Swing and a miss, and he is down, but they dropped it. They have to go down to consummate it, and they do. Schneider stays at second while that's going. 2 down. 5th strikeout of the game for their pitcher. 3-hole hitter for Cedar Park coming to the plate. Shortstop Owen Mansfield. 0 for 1 with a walk and scored a run. Other time up, he popped out to first. This one taken to left, coming up on it, going back, can't get it. It drops. Runner was going from second, and he will score. The throw to second to try to get the hitter goes wild, and he overran it, was able to, because it went wild, to get back to second okay. Nobody touched it, so that's no error. That's just a RBI double. Second of the inning. This one for Owen Mansfield. 3-0 Timberwolves. Schneider's the one who scored on that. Here's a four-hitter, Damian Alonzo. Time is called. Infield coming in to talk to our pitcher. Cedar Park opening a little bit of a margin now, 3-0. A game that was 0-0 through 3 innings. Here in the top of the 5th, scheduled for 7, of course, in high school. There's also kind of a time limit to try to keep tournaments like this on schedule if they end up being tied in the late innings. This game is on time at the moment. Timeout's over, back to the action. Low, nicely blocked by their catcher. Another look at second by the pitcher. To the plate. Man, he calls high strikes. Maybe that's why their guys swing at him. I don't know. 1-1. Be nice not to leave somebody in scoring position. There's a little chipper to shortstop over his head. Can't get it. Same as before. Almost the same spot. And since there were 2 outs, he was running. They may have him picked off going to second, but he's already got the RBI and the 4-0 lead, and they'll tag him between the bases. This is an RBI single for Damian Alonzo. Little Texas leaguer over the shortstop's head that scores Owen Mansfield, who was running since there were 2 outs on the play. 4-0 Timberwolves. 3 scored in the 5th. We'll be back in just a moment. Their pitcher now, through 5 innings, has thrown 70 pitches, 42 strikes, 28 balls. Giving up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits and 4 runs. He's walked 3, struck out 5. Our pitcher Schneider, through 1 less inning of work, has thrown 55 pitches, 28 strikes, 26 balls, 5 strikeouts, given up just 2 hits, walked only 1. They have only had 3 base runners. Only 1 of them has reached second. That was the last inning when their cleanup hitter doubled. Nice slicer down the right field line. So you're updated on the pitching status here. When we come to the plate in the top of the 6th, as it gets late in this game, it'll be David Stevens, Kyle McClure, and Brooks Buffard. Here's number 22. There's 6, 7, 8 hitters due here. This is 22, Daniel something or other. He struck out swinging at a 1-2 pitch in the 2nd inning. This one's high and in from Schneider, 1-0. Schneider's only faced 2 batters over the minimum. Chopped foul to the third base side. 1-1. 3 base runners, a walk, an infield single back to the mound and off the pitcher's glove, and a double. Only the guy that doubled got to second base. For us, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 base runners. 4 of them have scored. Swung and missed. 1, 2. 3 of those base runners have reached on walks. 4 of them on hits. Here's the pitch. Oh, a nice curveball. You got to notice that. Right down through the strike zone, but he called it a ball. He's called a few ones off for both pitchers, though. Swung on and lifted foul. Back into the net to our left a little bit. 2-2. Yeah, so we've had 4 hitters, 3 walkers, 7 of our 8 base runners. The other one reached on an error. That one misses. The count is full to Daniel here, making a bid to be an 88%er here in the bottom of the 5th. Fouled up the third base line, still a full count. It's the first 2-strike foul ball of the game. Schneider to the, oh, what a great pitch. Just froze him with that one right at his knees. Should have swung a full count. Perfect pitch. Called strikeout. 1 down. That's his 6th strikeout of the game for Schneider. To just 1 walk. And 2 hits. One of them a dribbler. Here's 18, the 7-hitter. Matt, that one's low. He struck out swinging at a 2-2 pitch the first time up. Now the only thing not pretty darn good about Schneider's numbers and results so far here is the strike to ball ratio. You're always looking for 2 to 1. His is just barely a little better than 1 to 1. Ooh, off the mask of the umpire. Took it in the face. Foul ball, 1-1. Now you think back in times like when in baseball's infancy, the 1870s, say, that happens, that's a lifetime injury, maybe a life-threatening injury. Not with a mask. Could lose an eye, could shatter a jaw, explode a nose, lose 8 teeth. I mean, there's so many things could happen. 1-1 the count. Oh, that was a good one. I guess a little high, 2-1. Thought he was going to swing at it, actually. Sorry for the data block being not really paid much attention to here. That one misses, 3-1. But I can barely see the screen in the sunlight. Can see enough to know that we're up and online and you can hear me and see me, and that's about it. Fouled. Over and behind us. It's a pretty tall backstop here. The standard anymore is 50 feet, and this one is that. Count runs full. Both batters this inning gone to a full count to Bryce Schneider. I'd be okay with getting this game over as early as possible to give me as much time as possible to break this all down, pack it up, trundle it out to the car, drive across town, trundle it up to that stadium, set it all up, and get on the air. I'm going to be cutting it close. Low and away for ball 4. Only the 2nd walk of the game issued by Bryce Schneider. So 1 out, runner at first for the 8-hitter named Ashton. He's also the pitcher. So he's got a personal stake here in getting this guy around. Time is called by Ben Huffman. He's going to go talk to the pitcher and catcher at the mound. Stand by here. I'm going to check something you aren't going to hear from me for a minute or so. All right, back to the action here. 5:30 is the scheduled first pitch of our next game. Right now it is 2:23. That's a little over 3 hours away. If this ends with nothing weird lengthening it, hits him, then I'll get there on time. So 2 runners on for the first time for San Antonio Warren. A walk and a hit batsman. Both of them got on for free. We're at the bottom of the order. Number 12. James. He walked and was stranded at first. His only other time to the plate. So Schneider in a bit of a jam again here. First time he's had 2 runners on board at the same time. Second time he's had a runner in scoring position. And there's only 1 out. So they've got an out to work with. One of my announcing peeves through the years, and I hear this at all levels. And here we are doing high school. There's collegiate, there's professional, major league, minor league. Fastball low, away, 1-0 to James. And that is, in a situation like this with 1 out, and now saying, well, they got 2 outs to work with. No, they don't. You can work with the first out, trade a run for it, and the second. You can't work with the third out. That happens, it's done. So when there's 1 out, you got 1 out to work with. You don't have 3 outs to work with in an inning. Runner going to third. Got him. Tell you what, 2 attempts by our catcher Brandon Washburn to gun people down, and he's got them both. Tell you, I thought the guy was behind the tag. In other words, when I'm looking at it here, it looks like the catch was made towards home from the third base line from second to the guy was sliding in. And that might be what their coach is saying. You can see that better from where he was. It was in time, but I thought he slid around behind the tag. Okay, so 2 down. The other runner, the pitcher, number 11, he moved to second on that play. Pitch was a ball, so it's a 2-0 count to the 9-hole hitter, James. 2 down now. It's a little easier to figure out as a pitcher and a defense. On the other hand, their guy can run. We scored 2 runs with 2 outs last time because little bloopers didn't make them have to wait and see if it was going to get caught. Turnabout is fair play, and for their pitcher Ashton, they're at second. That could be true here in a moment. Fastball outside. Ball 4. Third straight free pass as Bryce Schneider's pitching starting to break down a little bit. We get around to the top of the order with JJ, number 4. His third trip to the plate. Popped out to second and flied out to center. And that fly out to center is one of only 2 balls they have even batted out of the infield against Schneider, but he's faltering right now. good heater right down the middle for a called ball. What do you know? It probably, yeah, that one's high. It probably wouldn't be a bad time for a little bit of a timeout and a press the reset button for Bryce. Yeah, 11 of his last 13 pitches have been balls. Turn and throw to second. Man, that was close. Bryce thought he had him. He had him as far as timing goes, but the throw was kind of high and over the bag instead of to the shortstop side of the bag and down at the bag. So Giltrip had to catch it and then swoop a tag down on him. Wasn't enough time to do that. That is our fourth throw to a base. There's the fifth one. And a short conference on the mound just between the catcher Washburn and Schneider. Maybe Schneider was using a couple attempts to go to second as some sort of way to reset the pitching part of his job. Again, 11 of the last 13 pitches have been balls. That one is 2. 3-0. Not sure I didn't ask Ben who his first pitcher in relief would be today. Talked about Bryce Schneider starting when we were at breakfast at the Embassy Suites this morning. Ball 4. 4 straight balls. 2 hitters in a row. He's only walked 4, and 3 of them were in the last 4 batters. So there goes Ben to talk to him, and that'll probably be it. He pitched great until this inning. Actually, he pitched great until the second batter this inning. He struck out the first guy looking. So let me check my roster. That's number 10 going to the mound. I do have our roster in a picture that Ben sent me. Is Aiden Herrera, junior, righty. You can see him warming up. While he's doing that, I'm going to sneak another drink from my ice chest. Good velocity by Aiden. I'm going to steal a pickle too. I'm going to tell you a little something while I'm chewing this pickle. I discovered quite accidentally is that Gatorade and pickles go well together. Each one makes the other taste better when you switch. Drinking the Gatorade now, I'm going to munch a pickle down, I'll take another drink of Gatorade and it will taste that much better. All right, so the bases are loaded. Tying run is at the plate. Pitching change to Aiden Herrera, the junior right-hander. Just need an out. We got 2 outs at the point where there's only 1 person on base, but since then everybody's gotten on for free. That one was high with a heater. There you go. 1-0 to Adrian. He struck out first time up and lined out to short, or excuse me, to center the next time up. Quite a lead at second. He can't go anywhere. There's a runner on third. That one's fastball low and away, 2-0. Not a great start. Has to throw a strike now. There it is. Oh my God. That was a perfect pitch right down the middle, and it was called ball 3. I haven't had many disagreements with this guy's calls, but there's been a couple. That one was a perfect pitch. and that one I would have called a little high, but maybe that was a makeup call. 3-1. Guy due up next. Popped out to short and grounded out to short. Really ironic that we have trouble with part of the order we just had trouble with. Fastball on the outside edge, strike 2, full count. All the runners will be moving now. Because the first time through the order, they all struck out. This time, they all got on for free. Facing the same pitcher. Walked in the run. So number 3, Adrian, works the full count walk. Pushes JJ to second. James to third. And Ashton, the pitcher, scores their first run of the game. Is 4-1. Here we go with 3-hole hitter, number 1, Kevin. Hit it to shortstop twice. Grounded out to him and popped out to him. High and inside. 1-0. 7th batter of the inning for Warren. It's the most that either team has sent to the plate in one inning. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. There's a nice bender that comes down and catches the inside edge, 1-1. Need more of that. That pitch is, man, it's hard to hit without breaking your left forearm, but it does catch the plate. Another one. This goes to center, tracks it down, makes the catch, limits the damage to 1 run. They send 7 to the plate. They get no hits in 7 batters, but there's a walk, a hits batsman, a walk, and another walk. And they score a run. So we're through 5 complete, 4-1 Timberwolves. We'll be right back. So 4-1 our score here as we go to the top of 6. Cedar Park at 5, 6, and 7 in the order. That's Stevens, McClure, and Buffard. Bryce Schneider pitched a great game through the first batter of the last inning, whom he struck out. Then the next 4 guys he faced, a walk, a hit batsman on the first pitch, a 4-pitch walk, and another 4-pitch walk. So I don't know if the wheels fell off, but at least the axle broke for Schneider in that 5th inning. He'd done great up to that point. So we go to the top of the 6th now. Here's center fielder David Stevens. How often do you make the last play in the field to end an inning and you bat first? Seems to happen throughout baseball, throughout time. Swing and a miss. Low for ball. 2-1. They've still got their starting pitcher, 11, on the mound in his 6th inning of work. Thrown 70 pitches coming into this inning, 42 strikes, 28 balls. This one back through the middle, shortstop on it, over to first in time on the 6-3 play, and Stevens is down 1 away. Here's Kyle McClure, third baseman, struck out swinging at an RBI single to left. Was stranded at first that time. Even with a 4-1 lead, we have stranded some runners in scoring position. 1, 2, 3, and then we stranded another one at first. That one misses. 1-0 to Kyle McClure. Swung on and driven to center. Over and back, and he tracks it down over his left shoulder. Nice play by their center fielder, whoever that is. 2 down, nobody on. I'm okay if everybody gets out the rest of the game. I can get over that other one quicker. Here's the DH Brooks Buffard. Grounded out to third, flied out to center. High. 1-0 to Brooks. Rafa Escobar on deck. Brandon Washburn in the hole. See if they can get that run back they gave up a moment ago. Outside and low. 2-0. Wind's picking up a little. It's blowing pretty much straight out to left. There aren't any flags around here, just judging by where it's hitting my body. Behind me slightly and to the right. Oh, that's swing and a miss. Boy, that one had some heat on it. 2-1 to Brooks Buffard. Right down the tube. Called strike 2. Strike away now from Warren, getting back to the plate again pretty quickly after they sent 7 and cracked the goose egg a moment ago. And they got him. Oh, I would have thought he got him. Huh. This guy has, most umpires call a lot of balls strikes and a lot of strikes balls, about even. This guy mainly has missed calling strikes strikes. He's called them balls. It's about 6 or 7 now. And there's a strikeout. 3 up, 3 down. We'll be right back in a minute. right, here we go now. Excuse me, to the bottom of the 6th. Timberwolves with one more at-bat to apply for insurance runs. San Antonio Warren has 2. We need 6 outs before they get 3 runs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and lifted foul out of play right side. 0-1 to number 9. First guy that Aiden Herrera has faced out of the 3 that he started off 0-1. I would have called that one a ball as well. 0-2. In fact, I had already marked it as a ball on my score sheet. Hope he throws a ball in his at-bat now, so that won't be a lie. Fouled towards the third base side. 0-2. Boy, it'd be great to start this inning out with a strikeout. We'd only need 5 more outs. Great. Pretty good crowd here for being an out-of-town game for both programs, coming from Austin and San Antonio. This one outside. 2-2. Well, that was some sort of super loud blast of music from the softball field behind us for about 2 seconds. Fastball just misses outside, and the count is full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the last 9 batters have gone to a 3-ball count against the 2 Cedar Park pitchers. And this one goes to a 4-ball count. Oh, you know what? That's a 3-ball count. I forgot I had marked one a ball that was really a strike. So now we're at the full count. First game inefficiencies. I have them just like the team does. What that's ball for. Cedar Park pitching started out really well, but now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the last 8 hitters have reached base for free. Got to be able to pitch for more than 5 innings. All right, back to the action now. 5-hole hitter, number 8, Joaquin. With no outs and runner at first, an 88%er. There's a pretty good pitch. Again, something that should have been a strike. It's called a ball. A lot of those. 7 or 8 of those, I'd say. And it's against both pitchers. Throw to first. Almost threw that one away. That's our 6th. On the ground to third, gets through his glove. He's not going to have a play except at first. It's not in time. Still getting on base for free. Leadoff hitter goes to second on the play. Joaquin lives at first on an E5. They've still only got 2 hits, only one of them to the outfield. But they're threatening. Tying runs at the plate with no outs. 6-hitter Daniel struck out swinging, struck out looking. And this one he drives to left field, over to his left and under it, making the catch. Connor Norris, 1 down, all the runners stay put. Seven hitter, number 18, named Matt. Matt struck out swinging the first time up, walked, and was caught stealing the other time. He's the guy that went into third. Tried to go into third. Need outs here. We don't want them to narrow this margin. I don't hang around young baseball players all that much except doing high school baseball games like this anymore, but there's a cheer from their dugout I hadn't heard before. Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper. Another throw, this one to second, and that's our seventh. So both teams' pitching staffs now living on borrowed time as far as throwing at base runners. They're at the threshold of where the national averages says they're about to throw one away. Good pitch, fouls it in the plate area. Oh, 1 the count. Need to throw strikes. No more free passes. We'd probably be already out of here if we weren't giving away free passes. There's one. Deep second, shallow right. On comes the right fielder. Chase it, can't get it. Went through his glove. Got him at second. The guy didn't know whether he was going to catch it or not, so he had to hold up. Held up enough to where, even though Rafa Escobar couldn't make the catch out there, he quickly picked it up. Short throw to second with Giltrap covering for the out. So that was Joaquin on the, let's see, that was a 9-4 at second base. Alex, the 4-hitter, number 9, he was at second when that play happened. He went to third. So there are 2 outs. Yeah, and the batter who dropped that ball in the right is at first. He gets a single since Escobar never put a glove on it. They've still only got 1 real hit. Runner going from first, and he fouls it up into the net. Check swing foul. 0-2, just need a strike here. Just need a strike and go apply for some insurance. From the stretch, Herrera. Swing and a miss, and he's got him, and the inning is over. No runs. 1 hit, a bloop single, a walk, 1 man left aboard. So we are through 6 complete. Still 4-1. We'll be right back. I'm telling you, pickles and Gatorade work well together. So we're through 6 complete, 4-1 Timberwolves. Some touchy pitching in these last 2 innings. Prior to the last 2 innings, the first 4 innings of the game, they only had 2 base runners. In the 5th and 6th combined, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 base runners. And only one of them, though, has scored. Cedar Park pitchers and fielders are coming up some good plays in the field when they need to so far. Let's apply for some insurance here. Up by 3. Let's get that run back that we gave away in the 6th. They've got 3 hits. One of them was that real bloop, kind of caught in the sun. Escobar couldn't catch it, couldn't find it, dropped beside him just a few feet into the grass behind second. But you got to score to hit. Another one was just a 2-hopper off the pitcher's glove that stopped in the grass in front of him. Couldn't get to it quick enough to throw him out. This one right back through the box. Single into center on the first pitch by Rafa Escobar. And of those 3 hits for them, only one of them, which was a double up the right field line, just landed fair and rolled to the fence. That's the only real hit, you would say, that they've gotten. You know, Cedar Park's ball to strike to ball ratio is not very good today. All the other pitching numbers are pretty good, with the exception of the recent walks. This one's called strike 1. Brandon Washburn, the catcher, at the plate. Sacrifice bunt, walked and scored. With no outs, an insurance run at first in the form of Rafa Escobar. Coach puts the play, gives him the signs. The pitch is high, bends down, but not far enough. It was a good curveball, but started down, but didn't go down enough. 2-1 the count now to Brandon Washburn. Tries to bunt. Just got a piece of it. Had a sacrifice bunt towards third base his first time up. Couldn't connect here, not completely. 2-2 to Brandon. The pitch swung on, back to the box, off the pitcher. Only play is at first, makes it. Runner advances to second with 1 out. So sort of like a bunt. Escobar is at second in scoring position with 1 out. Score that one a 1-3 on Washburn. We're at the top of the order. Bryce Schneider's going to stay in, even though he's off of the mound in the field. He's still in the hitting order at number 1. He's 1 for 3. Struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. And an RBI double in the 5th, and later scored. Need to get a hold of it like that time. That would give us that insurance run. Good pitch. Every fan kind of sees the game they want. You know, it's called a striker ball. The team that wanted to be a strike insists that it was. Team that thought it was a ball insists that it was. That one was high, 1-1. Everybody kind of sees the game they want to see. That one's in the dirt. 2-1 to Bryce Schneider. Kind of went with a whimper both times he came up in the 1st and 3rd, but what a roar in the 5th. And that's baseball. I mean, he's hitting .333 on the day. Keep it up to the season, it's pretty darn good. Outside, probably low as well, 3-1. If he walks, Griffin Giltrap is the next batter. Actually, Griffin Giltrap is the next batter even if he doesn't walk. It's a good pitch, just catches the outside edge. It's a full count. Yeah, don't swing at ball 4. A lot of guys have done that on their team today. On the ground between short and third. Rounding third, they're sending him home. They scoop it up and left. They fire it home. Not in time. It's 5-1. Schneider ends up at second. Got a score to single, though, because he advanced to second on the throw home. Does get the RBI, his second of the day. Scoring from second is Rafa Escobar. 5-1 Timberwolves. Two-hole hitter coming up, the second baseman, Griffin Giltrap. Giltrap walked, stole a base, but was stranded in scoring position. Then he struck out swinging the next 2 times. Giltrap, one of several runners we have stranded in scoring position today. They have stranded 1, 2, 3. We have stranded 1, 2, 3, 4. They haven't stranded too many more than they have. The pitch. It's a strike. One out, 1 run in. Schneider at second for Griffin Giltrap. Oh, that was a good pitch. That guy misses that call a lot. 1-1. Breaking balls that start in and come back over the plate. He misses calling a lot of those strikes. Pitchers from both sides have kind of been rooked out of those calls. Here's the pitch. That's called strike 2. Again, 1 out, 1 run in. Schneider at second for Griffin Giltrap. Timberwolves have upped their lead to 5-1. Oh, he swung at a ball, and he's down. I was just talking about that. Swung at one way up high that time. 3rd strikeout in a row by Giltrap, who's a 2-hitter. So you know that's rare too. In fact, our 1 and 2 hitters in 8 at-bats have struck out 5 times today. You know, that's going to be rare as the season goes. Here's Owen Mansfield, shortstop. Gets through the catcher to the wall. Runner gets to third easily. So Schneider now at third, applying for extra insurance. 1-0 the count to Owen Mansfield. And it goes through to the screen, and here he comes home to score, and it's 6-1. Bryce Schneider gets in for free. 2-0 the count to Mansfield. 6-1 here, top of the last. Warren will get an at-bat to try to answer, but at the moment, Cedar Park well on its way to defending the championship they won at this tournament last year. Oh, almost hit him. 3-0. 3-0 to Owen Mansfield. Timberwolves shortstop. 4-0. Mansfield's on first for free. Ball gets away from the catcher. Mansfield rounds first, thinks about second. Discretion is the better part of that. Stays at first. Damian Alonso, the first baseman. And their coach will call time and head for the mound. I'm going to take a break. I'll be back in a moment. They're going to switch pitchers, and while I eat this stuffed olive, we'll let you watch. So this looks to be number 12, James. Starting pitcher Ashton, number 11, stays in the game, and he and James just traded positions. Umpire's ready to get going. So am I. I want to get over to that other field. So 2 outs, runner at first. So in Mansfield, Damian Alonso to the plate. Flied to left, struck out, RBI single to left. Put it in play into the outfield twice. Misses outside and low. Good pitch right down the middle. 1-1. Outside and low, 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Damian Alonso, like his brother Luis, a lot of power, a lot of hitting moxie, and I think we're going to see that as the season goes out for Cedar Park. Called strike 2. There's a shot to right. Coming on, drops in front of him. Rounding second and going to third is Mansfield. And he'll make it. Runners at the corners. Second hit of the game. 2 for 4 for Damian Alonso. Center fielder David Stevens to the plate, struck out looking, got on with an E5, and was cleaned off of third base on a force play. Oh no, that's the play that was relayed from left field. That was a good defensive play. And then he grounded out to short. That was their best defensive play of the day, from left to short to third, to get him trying to sneak into third. Right down the middle. Right down the middle for ball 1. Okay. His knees aren't that low on his shins. Guess that's what the umpire's thinking. Down the right field line. Does it land fair? It does. 1 run scores. Rounding second, going to third is Alonso. And into second with an RBI stand-up double, David Stevens. Three runs in the inning. 7-1 Timberwolves. Kyle McClure, the third baseman, steps in. He struck out swinging, an RBI single to left, and flied out to left. Way high, bounced back quickly to the catcher, so the runner stays at third, and runners stay at third and second. That's Alonso at third, Stevens at second. Pitch is high. It's a 1-0 to Kyle McClure. well outside 2-0. And now Cedar Park has now sent 8 to the plate here in the 7th. Warren had sent 7 in the 5th. That's their max. This is our max for the game. Oh, that's a good pitch. 2-1. A couple innings ago, I talked about McClure delivering his clutch positions for us last year, and then he did. This one's popped out of play behind us, evening the count at 2-2. So I'll say it again and see if he'll do it again. He's got 2 runners in scoring position right now. Damian Alonso at third, David Stevens at second. Kyle McClure with a 2-2, about to deliver again. This is towards short. It's a bouncer through the 2. They send both of them home. Here comes the throw. They won't even go home. I got to say that every time McClure comes up. This time it's a 2 RBI single to left. Scoring Alonso from third, Stevens from second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs in the inning, and it's 9-1. No mercy rule in effect because it has to come after a completed inning. And they are the home team. Fastball high and outside, 1-0. 9th hitter of the inning for Cedar Park, the DH Brooks Buffard. Brooks grounded to third, flied out to left, and struck out. And pulling the ball. This one goes straight to center. Is it going to come down? Yeah, it's going to come down, but in his glove. And that ends the inning. 9 to the plate. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits and 5 runs. They leave a guy aboard. 9-1, last chance coming up for San Antonio Warren. We'll be right back. All right, looks like Aiden Herrera still on the mound for the Timberwolves here as we try to get 3 outs here so we can go on to the next game. The worst thing for me, of course, would be losing this game, as it'll take a while. But next worst would even be winning this game, but, you know, we're up 9-1. What if we give up 7 runs before we win it? There's no way I'm going to make the next game on time. Yeah. Not much in favor of these 4.5 hours between first pitch times on the schedule. It does not give us broadcasters time to shut down from one game, trundle it all up to another place, set it up again, do everything we got to do before the game starts on the next game. Don't like that. You'll forgive me if I'll even say right now, it could be a little late getting started over there. Maybe not. First pitch, oh, we got that almost done strike zone expanded. That was almost a foot outside, and he called it a strike for us. This is their 9-hole hitter, James, 0-1. He's on the mound now. Swing and a miss, 0-2. They may be ready to get to their next game, too.
Now you gotta protect, kid. Go, James. Battle.
Glad we were able to get this game on for you all to see. 9-1 is a good win anytime. That one's high. 1-2. Of course, this is baseball. I guess I shouldn't say anything. Fouled in the plate area. He stays alive. Still 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 outs to go. Top of the order now with JJ, number 4. Popped out to second, flied out to center, walked and was stranded at second. Swinging foul ball right at the catcher's feet. Guess it bounces back out in the grass a little bit. 0-1 to their leadoff hitter. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yikes, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 batters for them out of 28 now. Started out 0-1, and that is usually an indicator of pitching success. Get half or more of them. Gosh, just a quarter of them or so. One, 2 the count here. Need 4 more strikes. And I'll try to break the world record for shutting down a broadcast and packing it up. So it won't be any post-game show here. Oh, that was way too far inside to call a strike. But thank you. Way too far. How many strikeouts for our 2 pitchers today, Schneider and Herrera? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not bad. Oh, that's a nice pitch. This is Aiden, second hitter. He starts off 0-1, struck out, lined out to left, and walked and was stranded. Low and away, 1-1. Oh, what a nice pitch, catches the outside edge. 1-2, need 1 strike here and we can head on to Cavernous Field. Lifts it to left, to center. David Stevens makes the catch, and that's it. I am going to just reiterate the final score and then shut this down and pack up. Sorry, no post-game show. We'll have a short one tonight to give you some numbers and stuff, but can't do that here. 9-1, Timberwolves, they win the first game in their title defense here of the Maya's Bayfront Classic. Brad Cohn's signing off and shutting down. We'll see you in what seems like it'll be just a few minutes from Cavernous Field.